Hi, guys. I just wanted to touch on something the way Freemasons identify themselves in public and their children are like these stupidest shoes I've ever seen in my life. These are supposed to be women's Asher slip on sneakers or something. So, these are the Masonic checkerboard shoes, and they sell them for children too, because I've been seeing them on babies. But I had a weird experience with people wearing these just twice recently. Well, I wouldn't even say so recently. I would say since I no longer fly, it would have to be something really, really important for me to get back on a plane because of some of the situations that are going on. And I just feel everybody needs to stay closer to home. So I would say this was before the plague, one of the last trips I took out of the country. And I get on this, those shuttle buses that take you to your vehicle because, I had my car out in the, I guess, long-term parking. I don't even remember. It's been so long. But I remember this standing out because when I sat in the chair on the shuttle, you know how like you're very, very close facing the people across from you as you hold on to that bar in the shuttle. So there's this gentleman, and he's very old. He's probably in his 70s, and he's with his wife. And this is this like white-haired old man, real like cantankerous kind of personality, sitting with his wife. And he's wearing these shoes, right? And so I noticed them right away, and I was like, oh, this dude's a Freemason. And he's letting everybody know. So he was like, he crossed his legs, and he starts like, obviously like flicking his foot like in front of me, like to get me to notice it, to see my reaction. Because I do believe they know who we are. That's why we're targeted, because this is street theater. And so I didn't let on that I acknowledged who he was, but I was paying attention. So he's flicking his foot in front of me constantly, showing off his slip-ons. So weird to see them on a grown man, wearing these things. And so he has a conversation with his wife, like a directed conversation, they're called, when the targets are actually speaking for you, but pretending they're not. And he says to his wife, he's texting somebody, and he says to her, "How do you spell the word host? Host." So she looks at him and she says exactly that. She's like, Host. And he says, loud enough for me to hear this whole conversation, "Are you sure it's not Hosts? Host." And she's like, "No, it's host. Host." So they have this whole conversation, a directed conversation in front of me, and I was just praying on it. I was like, what are they saying? And then I realized what they were saying to me was that they host a demon, that their body is a host for demons. And it was directed directly to me. And I do believe that they were trying to see if I understood the conversation, which I did, but I did not acknowledge it. And then I jumped off that shuttle very quickly and went to my stop and got in my car. Second time the situation happened was probably just a few months ago. I was actually helping somebody, an older woman, who was needing a little help with something out of her car, and people were just walking by, like grown men were walking by. So I just stopped to help this woman, and I was helping her with this piece of furniture that she needed to get out of her vehicle, blah, blah, blah. And then I walked off. And as I walked off, there was a young boy just came out of nowhere, came like out of the ether, because he wasn't there before. And then suddenly he was there. And he walked right past us, didn't, offer to help the woman at all. And he was wearing these same shoes. So as it registered in my brain about these shoes, I turned around to look, and I turned around and he was just staring at me, like staring a hole in me. And I just smiled at him like I know, like I knew who he was. And he took off and disappeared again back into the ether, never saw him again. So just giving you guys a heads up, if you see people wearing these shoes and you see children wearing these shoes, pay attention to that. They are telling you who they are. And I guess this is their latest fashion trend. And it's as ugly and hideous as they are.